Hello everybody, and welcome to a showcase of some awesome mods for Risk of Rain 2. First things first, this is not a comprehensive list, not even close actually, of all of the cool or unique mods for Risk of Rain 2. A lot of people spend a lot of time and effort making tons of different mods, so be sure to browse thunderstore.io to find more than just what I showcase here. Second, if you're looking to download mods for the first time, I have a brief video here which will walk you through it. However, I recommend that you instead simply install and use the Risk of Rain 2 mod manager, as it will streamline the process greatly and it's very easy to set up. However, if you want a bare bones approach, my video will work as well. Links to both my video and the Modman download page are in the description below. If you have any trouble with downloading the mods or you just want a place to talk about them, you should check out the Risk of Rain 2 modding Discord. A link to that is also below. Alright, let's start here with some survivor mods. First up, PlayableAkali by Matara. Yeah, the mod is as it sounds. It adds Akali from League of Legends as a survivor to play as. Her kit is pretty much the same in the mod as in League of Legends. The only exception is not having her E, the shuriken toss, due to Risk of Rain 2 characters only having 4 active abilities, so the mod had to drop one of them. Her passive is that whenever you deal damage to an enemy with an ability, a ring appears around them, and then you can exit this ring to make your next primary attack deal 2.5 times the damage. Her secondary is just throwing out a cone of kunai that deals some okay damage. The utility is a smoke cloud that grants movement speed and invisibility, and her R is a 2-part dash, with the first part dealing 500% damage and the second one dealing the same, but scaled even further by the enemy's missing health. It's basically an execute. Overall, her gameplay is super active. It's like Engineer, but the polar opposite, as far away as possible. I mean, Akali is a ninja, and the gameplay does reflect that. I highly recommend this mod for anyone looking to play a non-mercenary melee survivor who actually feels good as melee. Looking at you, Acrid. Next up, we have the aptly named Goku by King Grinyov. Again, the name explains it all. It's Goku. Need I say any more? Now, this mod actually surprised me quite a bit. Not only is it Goku, but also all of his Super Saiyan levels, including God and Blue from Dragon Ball Super. And if you don't follow Dragon Ball at all, just know that it's pretty dang cool. Also, for anyone who is interested in Dragon Ball, you can also go Kaioken and do it on top of any Super Saiyan level. Yeah, this is about as lore accurate as you can get right here. Goku's abilities revolve around his resource, which is ki, and you'll gain some passively over time, as well as on hit with his primary attack, which is just a set of 3 kicks. The secondary is a ki blast, which is just a teeny shot, kind of like Commando's phase round. His utility is instant transmission, which is a teleport that gets increased distance as you level up. And finally, his special is none other than the Kamehameha. You can either tap the key to get a fast one out, or you can hold it down and get some Gohan versus Cell kind of action. If you have any interest at all in Dragon Ball, or if this just sounds fun in general, I highly recommend you try the Goku mod out. It is super fun and actually quite fleshed out with the whole key draining transformation stuff. Next up, we have the PlayableTemplar by Rob. I mean, just look at this icon. Do I need to say anything else? Yes, actually, yes I do. I know that I've said this about both the previous mods already, but this one is crazy. You may think you're just playing a souped up multi at first glance, because all we really know about the Templars is that they mow you down with their minigun in game, but my word, is the playable version a whole heck of a lot more fun than that. His passive is Tar, that is applied from a few of his abilities, which slows the movement and attack speed of enemies. You got some slack to pick up here, Mr. Chronobobble, come on. Also, the Tar can be ignited, which applies an armor break debuff similar to the Shattering Justice. His primary attack is the Infamous minigun that we all know and love. However, the mod actually has alternate abilities on top of that. Now, the only alternate ability I tried was the utility and not anything else, but they all seem pretty interesting and you should give them all a shot. His secondary ability is a couple of clay pot grenades that inflict tar, or the alternate ability, which is a blunderbuss that deals medium damage across a ton of shots. Utility is either a tar blast or a slide. I think both of those are pretty self-explanatory. And finally, his special is bazooka, which is also pretty self-explanatory. The rocket is the only built-in ignite source in his kit for the tar, and yes, you absolutely can rocket jump with it. I'll say it again, this mod is a whole lot more fun than it initially sounds. It's not just a clay Templar that you can control. It's like the best parts of Multi and Commando were combined and fused into this magnificent Chad of a mod. Good stuff, Rob. The final survivor mod is probably the most well-known out of the bunch, and it's RogueWisp by Rain. This is an entirely new survivor that is very fleshed out. The Wisp has a charge-based gameplay style similar to Goku, with his primary attack and utility gaining you charges, and the secondary and special consuming those charges. The primary is a simple shockwave in a line, the secondary is a wave of pillars that can shotgun an enemy, the utility is a big AoE that ignites enemies, and the special is essentially a Kamehameha. Honestly, I think the RogueWisp mod is the most balanced out of the other mods I mentioned, but it feels very rewarding to learn those little intricacies and get some good runs going with the RogueWisp mod. Also, this mod may hold a little secret from you aside from the survivor itself. You have been warned. Let's move on from the survivor mods and go into some gameplay changers. First up, the BiggerBazaar by Magnus Monsoon. This one adds a little lunar pod next to the shopkeeper in the bazaar that you can spend a lunar coin on to grant a little bit of money. Why would you want money inside of the bazaar, Mr. Streamer? Well, fellow viewer, that's because the bazaar is bigger. Duh. Actually, it's not any bigger at all. Instead, with this mod, when you take a blue portal, your excess cash is transferred to the bazaar and 6 chests are added alongside the shopkeeper. You can buy up to 3 items total in those chests, but you can only take 2 greens and 1 red respectively. Any combination of rarities will work, so you could do 1 white, 1 green, and 1 red. You just can't ever do 2 reds or 3 greens. It's a pretty cool addition that gives you a reason to farm on regular stages, but as you can expect, getting a free red item every time you take a blue portal is kinda busted. Fun, but busted. Next, we have the Diluvian difficulty by Harb, which is an added difficulty level above Monsoon. It features quite a few changes, most notably faster difficulty scaling, less HP regen, more elites, and monsters have 1-shot protection. If you're looking for an added challenge and are tired of the monotonous Monsoon runs, give Diluvian a shot and see what happens. And if you find yourself struggling a bit too much on Diluvian, consider using the final mod here, SkillsPlusPlus by CWM Laws. This mod is pretty freaking cool. It adds an upgrade system to your abilities in game. As your survivor levels up, every 3 levels you can choose an ability to upgrade, receiving various benefits. These upgrades are not permanent and reset on your next run. It's just a way to add another layer of progression to your runs. This mod is still actively being updated and the engineer is the most recent addition, so I highly recommend experiencing the mayhem, which is SkillsPlusPlus. I mean, seriously, some of these upgrades are just broken. Increased bounces, range, and damage per level on the glaive, huh? And that does it with the mod showcase. Have you tried any of these mods? If not, which one looks the most interesting to you? Let me know in the comments below. You can check out my stream over at twitch.tv/Woolie Gaming and consider joining our Discord server as well. Thank you for watching and go have some fun busting the game wide open with mods.